Good afternoon, everyone. You're joining us live for this One More Step Health Talk in conjunction with Techdom Penang's virtual Glo-Walk 2021. Welcome. We'll be starting our broadcast in a bit, so in the meantime, you can grab some refreshments and please make yourself comfortable. If you have any questions for our guests, you are welcome to leave them in the comment section below. See everyone shortly. Hello once again, especially those who have just joined us. I'm Tim from Techdom Penang, Penang's very own Science Discovery Center. Today we'll be having our first live health talk on posture. So Malaysia, we have a posture problem. Whether it's the result of sitting at the desk all day, looking at our handphone, lepaking on the couch, or even doing your business on the toilet. Poor posture is troubling everyone of all ages, and health experts are worried. So here with us today, to educate us on good posture is Ian Tan, physiotherapist at iSports Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Center from Island Hospital Penang. So please join me in welcoming Ian Tan for this afternoon's health talk. Welcome, Ian. Thank you for agreeing
Hi,
to be
Tim.
with us today. Hi,
Thank you. It's my pleasure too. Good afternoon.
good afternoon. Before we
Yep,
start,
yep.
can you maybe give us a background on what a physiotherapy is for those of us who are not familiar?
Okay. Put it simple terms, physiotherapists are the person that actually helps to restore your movement. So we are kind of like the finishing touch of everything. So for simple terms, example, a person with a broken bone, orthopedic surgeon comes in, fix the bone, but then the work is fixed, but the person had to walk, have to move about everything. So that's our role to come in to guide the patient, to guide the person, how to proper walking, what's the steps and so forth. So I'll put in the simple terms, we actually kind of restore motion, restore patient. Yeah.
I see, I see. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
today you'll be sharing some tips and tips on how to maintain good posture and also reduce injury. So,
Yes, yes.
without further ado, maybe you can start your presentation.
Okay, all right, give me a moment. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, it's something new for me to speak in front of a laptop. Usually, I'll speak in front of a whole bunch of guests and people. All right, so let's move forward. So today, topics about good posture and how to avoid injuries. Okay, before I present a bit of my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Ian Tan, a physiotherapist in iSports Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Department. We are based in Island Hospital Penang. All right, so we are physio center based in Penang. All right, I've been practicing for 7 years. Yeah, this is my 8th year. I think this is my 8th year practicing as a physiotherapist. All right, so just a brief review on our department. So iSports Physiotherapy and Rehab Center. It was founded in 2003. All right, we are based in Island Hospital. So this is our 18th year. Okay, operating. We are headed by a renowned orthopedic surgeon, Mr. Aaron Lim. His special interest in sports injury, and he's our boss, working alongside with a group of people. So we call ourselves a multidisciplinary team, meaning that we have different disciplines from all our professions. So we have physiotherapists, we have occupational therapists, we have speech therapists, we have the doctors, of course, important doctors, and also we have the sports nutritionists. So we are a team that actually helping patient, helping clients to recover. All right, so we call it a multidisciplinary team approach. Okay, so just a brief pictures on our departments, a bit quiet, unlike those days. Those days is very buzzing around and so forth. All right. Okay, meet the team. All right. This is taken not long ago, one of farewells. Yep. So if you can see right here, this is our boss, Dr. Aaron Lim. Yep. So we have a team, a rather big team we have. All right. The physiotherapists, sports rehab. Yes, I've forgotten about the sports rehab. Very important. We're a new addition of sports rehab. They are the one that getting patients, moving, getting patients stronger, getting patients moving around. All right. The speech therapist, Miss Chia, occupational therapist. Okay. So, yep, this is a team, big team. Okay. Straight posture. The people will talk about posture, everything posture form. So what do you consider as a good posture, or what do you consider as a bad posture? So what you are doing now, you're sitting, probably you're sitting, someone probably are standing up. So is that a good posture or is that a bad posture? So okay, this is all about things. Good posture, bad posture. Well, as we all know, the Queen's Guard standing right there guarding the castle. Nicely done. Heads, shoulders, upright. Wonderful. Ideal posture. Perfect, should we say? I don't know. All right. I like this guy. Oh, wow. Wonderful. Nice chair, by the way. Nice metal chairs. We used to sit those chairs up. All right. Laptops on the laps instead of a table here. Heads. Wow. Fantastic. Bending forward. God bless the neck. So, yep, distance between the eyes and the screen. So, bad posture, very much to say bad posture if you compare to this as a comparison. All right, okay. So, teenagers, I've been seeing, ways of standing up, especially backpacks, that to carry school bags, wonderful school bags, those fancy school bags, nice design. And you see a trend, where the school bags are very much on the lower side. So, for example, no, but before that, yeah. So, I'm taking this nice poster from the Columbia Asia, very nice poster. So, they say, why am I right about standing up straight? So, they have keep comparison. The good postures promotes so and so. The bad posture promotes so and so. So, it's more like a layman that actually good postures tells you that healthy spine, yes, good back strength. If you stand for upright posture, it gives you the confidence, better to able to breathe better, deep breathing better, improves energy. All right. Then bad posture, spine pain, very bad spine posture, hunchback. Well, you see this hunchback, headaches due to the tensions tensions around the muscles, the necks and the heads. It gives a headaches. Then people correlates bad posture with lack of confidence to a person, and constricted digestion due to the position, the pressure that you actually accumulated within that intra-abdominal area. So this is a simple conclusions, a bit of why good posture promotes such and so, and a bad posture promotes and so. All right. Yeah. So back to the topic of backpacks. So you see, I've an example of my colleague. This is a trend. It's back those in my uni times also. So nice one. You see, mostly happens to females. They like to bring their backpacks. The back all the way down the strap, and it's covering the buttock area. Yeah. So this is a nice, nice form of carrying a bag. So it's fine if you have a lighter bag, 1 to 2 kilos, just literally exercise books and so forth. But imagine you're having a whole day class of books in that, and sometimes because it's too heavy, you end up carrying it, some of that. So you see most of them, they have some books in here and they carry some here. So the load given to the bags here is so heavy that this actually pulls you down. The back kind of pulls it down and it pulls this way. So in order to support this, these heavy bags, you got to work extra hard on the muscles. You work extra hard on the spine to support the load here. So that's actually bad detrimental for the spine, for the muscles. But of course, sometimes it's trend. So yeah, you're gonna follow the trend around. So this is side view. You see, it covers all the way to the buttock. Yeah. See the straps very much further away from the shoulders. Everything here. Yeah. So imagine if a 5 to 8 kilos bag holding it down. Wow, that's really strenuous. And if you're walking whole day long, moving around, that'll be troublesome. Okay, so the ideal way of carrying a backpack. So those of you who actually goes hiking, camping, you have those campus bags, the big one, 20 kilos handbag. So the idea is to say that, okay, you got to put it as close to you. So imagine carrying 20 kilos on your back. If you're putting this position, I mean, you're going to get a back pain right after you release it. Okay, so the ideal one will be this. Okay, getting as close to you, high to body, shoulders, so it's well supported. So you kind of see the comparison, the structure. She's kind of upright, trying to support the weight here. If there's a weight here, try to support the weight, and then quite ease, carrying it. Not much of work, just barely having it, even heavy loads or so. So you see the back, waist area, hip region, necks well supported. All right. So this is supposed to be the ideal way of carrying bags. So, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, yeah. So please, I've seen cases where teenagers coming with back pains and so forth earlier, due to heavy backpacks. Some goes into a younger kids, maybe age 12, 13, 14. Yeah, they get all these issues. One of the contributing factor is heavy loads to the backs. All right, neck pain, shoulders pains. Okay, so this is a no. All right, this is more to fashions. Yeah, so fashions way of carry backpack. This is the ideal ones. Okay, so yeah. Then we talk posture. So most of you knows when you talk posture, you talk about ergonomics. You probably heard the word ergonomics, but actually, what is ergonomics and what they actually do? So pretty simple. What is ergonomics? All right. So it's roughly defined as the study of people in the working environment. So it actually gets to know your working place or whichever it is, and you look around and say, okay, how are we going to evaluate things and so forth and see what we can do. All right. So the person who actually, this is a bit controversial because physiotherapists also does play a role in it. So in other countries, when someone that actually does all this, they call themselves, who actually does this? An ergonomist. Okay. An ergonomist designs or modifies the work to fit the worker. So it's not trying to fit you into the place. So you have an office with probably 10 workers. All right. But everyone's different. Every 10 workers will probably get a similar 1 to 2 patients, 1 to 2 person working. So the ergonomists will come in, looking at the body builds and know what they do and so forth. They will cater individually, okay, on each employee, okay, what the needs for them, for the space for them to work in a more efficient way. All right, so that's the work of an ergonomist. Okay, so what's the role? What's their role in ergonomics? So why ergonomics? So their the goal is to eliminate discomfort and risk of injury due to work. So, however, sometimes you don't get full elimination. You're able to get most of it, okay? You don't prevent. That's why they say they try the goal is to eliminate, but you don't prevent, okay? All right? So that's the difference and the risk of injury due to work. So prolonged sitting, especially now work from home, schools are all done online. So I have teachers who actually sits and actually teaches long period of hours, came in with neck and back pain. Yeah, so they say they usually don't have these issues back as normal. Going to schools because they're moving around. You see teachers are moving around, blackboards, whiteboards, they're moving around, standing up. This time, but they are doing classes sitting down, literally sitting down for long hours. Okay, so ergonomics in a way will help them to eliminate to a certain extent and pain and reduce the risk of injuries. Okay, so that's what ergonomics is. Okay, so a colleague of mine, most of you, I'll say most of you who does the work, does work at home, you do attend classes. Wonderful. First half an hour, first 1 hour. Wonderful. You sit properly, upright, laptops in front. Okay, nice, interesting class. Next class, it's a bit boring, not interested. So what do you do? So from this, you go to lazy a bit. That kind of feeling. Just trying to get through the time. Well, I mean, most of us does that, to a certain extent. Okay, so go this and so forth. And after a while, what happens? And then it's still even more lazy. So it gets even more You see, low energy. Okay, low energy. So from here, you go and then start to change the position from here. All right. Okay. Then finally, what happened? Sometimes you end up. Okay, that's it. All right. So, but then having go back says, so the transition for the posture from this, to this and this and this. Are they bad postures? Are they bad posture? It's a controversial. You mean I would expecting you to have this throughout the 5 hours or 6 hours of lectures and so forth. You definitely move about. So sometimes it feels discomfort. You end up with this. I mean, it's fine. It's okay. You don't do this. You won't probably stay there for nearly an hour to two unless you fall asleep. Of course, that's a different story. Okay. So otherwise, you start moving and say, it's getting a bit tired on my shoulders and so forth. And my back's issue, and then you start to lay back and say, that's comfortable. Wonderful, nice, wonderful posture. Really eases back a bit. And you start doing your life and you start doing your classes and so forth. And then feeling a bit discomfort, and start changing. Okay, so end up with this also. So what I'm trying to say is, these are not say bad postures, but you definitely got to move, you definitely have to move around, along the ways of the sessions, or you got to move around and you can have different kind of patterns and so forth. But as long as you are not rigid or not fixed into that set posture, it's fine. All right. Okay. So based on the Association of Health Ergonomics, the correct sitting posture, this is a computer workstation. Distance between the monitors and the eyes, this distance, monitor adjusted listed height. The arms, at what angle, the chair at what angle, the legs, the feet. These are all ideal position of a correct sitting posture. And then they encourage to take breaks every 25 minutes. Well, sometimes this is a bit far-fetched. Sometimes you are indulged in your work 25 minutes, and then next thing you know, it's only 40 minutes you are sitting on the chair. So let's a bit of leeway. We encourage people to actually put an alarm, set it every 35 to 45 minutes. Some multinational companies, they actually pre-install an alarm system into the employee's computer, and within that time frame, as an example, they will set every 30 minutes. It will trigger an alarm to tell the employee to get up and move. Yeah, so there are companies, multinational companies, big companies that actually introduce such systems into their employees' workstation. All right, so 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it will trigger an alarm, and then the employees got to get up and work. Get up and move around. And what happens if they don't move? So they somehow have a supervisor who comes in and say, hey, your alarm is beeping, get yourself moving, get the buttocks up in the chair, and that's something like that. All right, so this is to the extent that, to certain companies that they actually have someone actually taking care of the employees' ergonomics. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so taking care of employees' ergonomics. All right, so a proper ergonomic chair, they have 9 components. White base, important. White base, 5 wheels, some maybe more. So, but white wheels, nice wheels, good wheels. Adjustable seat depth, okay, the seat, okay, how deep you should go, because different people have different height as well. Seat height, as usual, most common thing. Ability to swerve around, so the wheels, there's wheels to swerve around, moving around the chair. Comfortable cushions, important. Yep, comfortable cushions. Adjustable armrests, okay. Some people have different armrests. Lumbar support, that's common. Adjustable headrest, backrest, and also headrest. Okay, so 9 components of a proper ergonomics chair. Okay, so this is an example. So what you see right now here, this is my boss, Mr. Aaron. Mr. Aaron is an orthopedic surgeon. All right, so he has this chair. Some of you might have seen it. Some of you might haven't. So let me introduce to you. This is we call a saddle chair. So why is it called a saddle chair? Because in this part, it resembles the horse saddle. The one you put it on the horse and you ride on the horse. So yes, this is a horse saddle chair. So you actually mimic standing up, but you actually in fact kind of like half sitting and half standing. And you see the contour of this chair, it designed in a way that you actually not slouching when you sit on it, you are kind of like upright. So he can put his legs behind or put it down, and you see this, it still maintains that normal spine curvature. So it's a saddle chair. Cost-wise, it's expensive. Yes, this was bought way earlier when he established the department. Tell me about almost 204, 205, right? This of Australia. That time was nearly 800 Aussie dollars. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, ergonomics item are not cheap. They actually cost a lot. So even a proper chair, ergonomic chair, is costing you 800 Aussie dollar. So yes, yeah. So this is what I call, again, I repeat, this is called a saddle chair. All right, a saddle chair. So then again, there's a latest trend, then start work from home and so forth. But before for this scenario, work from home and so on, you have this esports coming up, electronic sports, Dota, PUBG and so on. So people start competing. So professional gamers trains long hours in their training, 6, 8, 10 hours sitting down. So we have to also call this, cater for that. We call it gaming chair. It wasn't much of a popularity back then. So those professional gamers and cyber cafes. Cyber cafes was wonderful. Those back then, cyber cafes. So yes, so premium ones, gaming chairs and so forth. Then comes in this work from home. Everyone stays at home. You got to work from home, study from home. You spend long hours on your workstation, spend long hours sitting down. Then there's a hype of coming. Even my Instagram post, my Facebook, there's all these sponsored ads on gaming chairs from different type of companies. So just a bit of introduction, what I've seen throughout the market. So you have a simple one. You have the TT Racing gaming chair, costing about 900s, 900, 600, 900s. I think there's an entry price basic ones. My friend just bought one Thomas chair. The discounts half the price. He bought it for nearly about 700. I saw the original price at the website. It's about nearly 1,000 plus. And then wow, very nice colors. Nice. You see, you have all these wheels. Height, nice, adjustable. Armrest important, can swirl. The back support. Right, I can see this a bit premium, so you can adjust a bit on the angulation of the back. All right. Then you have the backrest. Okay, wonderful backrest. All right. Well, let's not forget the latest hype of all gaming chairs. Gamers Editor's Choice. Yes, the Secret Lab. Well, I wasn't really much of gaming type, so I wasn't really aware of how expensive it was until I actually take a look at it. And my surprise, I saw is 1,007 for one piece of chair. So yes, so 1,007 for one piece of chair, but apparently it's good feedback. It is very comfortable and so forth. So for those of you who actually has the option to work from home in the future, whichever, I would say that this is a good investment based on a lot of my friends and so forth. They actually get one for their spouse, for themselves, because they actually work long hours at home. They say that those gaming chairs does gives them a lot of relief in terms of sitting there, preventing so much of back aches and so forth. Yeah, it's really comfortable, so they actually can get their work done in a better, more efficient way. All right. So it's about gaming chairs. So that is on the chair part. So how about the table, the workstation table? So right here you have the different types of table. Sitting ones. So you see there's a sitting ones here, seated. You see this saddle chair, you see, right? Nice one, a saddle chair. So this, you see, it's kind of half mimicking a standing and also a sitting. So it's kind of like half squat. Yeah, half squat. So yeah, see, it still maintains the upright position. And the height, of course, is adjustable to a higher height. And then, of course, you have a standing workstation. So in US, there are companies that actually promoting standing workstation. All right. So instead of getting chairs for employees, they make do with the chair, no chairs, tabletop, bar top, and the employees have laptops moving around, so they actually can move from one station to the other stations around. So they're not really sitting much. They're standing. They're moving around doing their works. All right. So there's a bit of a change of the culture in US. I've seen this couple of years before pre-COVID pandemic that some companies actually introduce such workstation instead of the traditional, conventional sitting down. All right. So yes, a very nice one. So you see difference. Same thing. The length from the distance from the monitor to your eye is always the same. What makes this difference is the height of your table. Sitting, I'll say half squatting, squatting, yes, the sailor half squatting, and standing up. All right. Okay, so this is my boss's area. So this, oh sorry. So this is the conventional table that you get. All right. So he has his table customized. He kind of take away the legs and kind of extend it. So if I'm mistaken, he extended it by nearly an inch or so. So he's about 5'10" to 5'11", his height. All right. So imagine having him to sit at this. He kind of had to slouch, and that's his work done. All right. So for him, he kind of actually elevate his table. Okay. So he kind of extend it. So you see the difference, the gap between his workstation and his clinic nurse workstation. There's a bit of gap between that. All right. And he does his work sitting down, standing, that legs up, and it's upright. You see, he's not slouching. You see his shoulders. He's looking upright. He's not slouching there and get the work done. So he's even see his monitor. His monitor. He has a platform here. He puts his monitor on top. So you see the line of sight is there. It's not say the line of sight. His eyes here and he's looking right down here. So it's equal. So he actually saves his neck from injuries also. So getting it at the right line of sight is also important. So the distance wise also is there. So it doesn't go too near or too far. All right. So this is an example of a kind of like a customized elevated workstation for him. He's done it by himself. Okay. So chairs, workstation. All right. Tables. So different caters differently. All right. So it depends. You can have both. I think there are companies that coming up with modified tables that you can adjust, and then you can have the whole package of the chairs and tables. But then again, the cost is ain't cheap for ergonomics. So it depends on what chair caters. So if you have a proper desk, you get a chair with good, or vice versa. All right. So it's more like customized. It's not a rigid one. So depends on your financial strength and also what trying to achieve in terms of both things. Okay. So that's what it. All right. So when you call posture and so on, you're sitting. So there's life has a bit more sedentary due to MCO and work from home. People tends to move lesser and lesser and lesser. And of course, you feel like, recently, before COVID, you doesn't have much of that issues. You've been moving around nicely, happily, doing your sports activity quite frequent. Then the COVID hit, MCO hits, we are 3 months, first lockdown, we are just at home. We are stuck at home, nothing. So what we do, potato couch, Netflix, streaming, YouTubes, you name it. All right, right in front of TV, whole day long. Okay, those who has a job to do, they're able to work, right? They're still working from work home. They change. That time, work from home is not yet a trend. People are still adjusting to this thing. So prolonged sitting is not beneficial for both muscle and well-being. Of course, you're sitting down, everything is all easy going and so forth. You're not moving much, so it's not good for the musculoskeletal system. Meaning that the bones, the joints, the muscles, over it. So why is it so? So when you sit, the load is taken to the spine. The spine is holding you up. All right, you are loading the spine. So unlike when you're standing up, the legs takes away part of the loading factor, the load of the spine. Whereas you're sitting down, everything is given to the spine. So you actually increases the load to the spine. The spine got to work more. The back muscles have to work more in order for you to keep upright. Okay, so increase the load of the spine. So when you sit, it decreases muscle activity because why? You're not moving. So when you're not moving, muscle doesn't need to work. So it kind of decreases the muscle activity. Muscles is like the workers. So a factory is not working much. The work has not much of production. The workers also doesn't need to work much. So same, if you're not moving your body, the muscles are not going to move much also. Okay, and there's been a new, research and reviews that, there's an increase, it increases the risk, what it calls for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So we have this called the alcoholic liver disease, and we call this non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Okay, so there's been studies that they're associated with prolonged sitting, and there's an increase of fatty liver disease. There's a research done by in South Korea. Yep, very new. It's still very, very recent. They're still understanding the mechanism of why is it so. So one of the reasons we found that when you sit down, there's an increase of the intra-abdominal pressure. What means that in your abdomen, you have pressure pressure building around it. So when you sit down, that pressure kind of increase. So when it increase, the venous return, the circulatory system actually got impaired, and it doesn't seem to flows as sufficient as should be, and that actually increase the work of the liver. Anyway, so as I increase the risk for this to call the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So for those here for long sitting and so forth, sometimes actually it's why sometimes you go check your liver, you might only you have this called fatty liver disease. Although you're eating healthy, you're exercising, but sometimes if you spend too much of time, you might actually have the increase of risk and so forth. And the drawback of this study is, how much is too much? That's the problem. How much is too much? So they're looking at 8 to 12 hours, that range. 8 to 12 hours, there's a significant risk of increase for this percentage of getting a risk for non-alcoholic liver disease. So again, too much of sitting is definitely not good for the overall well-being. And latest research, besides the heart and so forth, there's a new problem to the liver. Okay, all right. So so that covers on posture. So it correlates with good posture, your risk of injury is reduced. All right. So we'll talk about just a simple one. How to avoid injury. So we're talking about how to avoid injury on layman is mostly associated with sitting posture, standing posture, lifting up things and so forth. All right. Unlike athletes, where their injury can be other things, due to the technicality of the sports, their trainings regimes, are they overloading and so forth. So let's talk about normal ones, posture injuries and lifting techniques. All right. Okay. So this is a guy with so-called a proper lifting technique. The people say that, okay, you should actually use your hips, hip hike back, lock your spine, just legs go down, pick up the stuff, okay, push from your hips instead of your back, make sure they lock the back all the time, and transition from this one, picking up, getting up, and goes all the way upright. Okay, so this is what you so-called a proper lifting technique. Okay. Then my question is, okay, now I have 2 items here. All right, this is my colleague. All right, so we have, you see this? This is just a 2 kilo medicine ball, 2 kilo. All right, this is a CPM machine which uses to actually move your joints in a passive way. So instead of you move yourself, the machine does it for you. Okay, so what happens is, this weighs nearly about 15 kilo, almost double, 15 to 18 kilo, almost double of this 2 kilo. So based on this proper lifting, is it safe? The question is it safe? All right. So 2 kilo, I think, is always fine. Sometimes it's a bit subjective. You drop your pairs of keys. Sometimes you just kind of bend over, pick it up. You drop your coins, you bend over, pick it up. Or something, a light one. It's a natural state where you just bend over, pick it up. All right. So it's normal. I would say that it's not to say unsafe, but it's a normal. The body, the spine, are built in a way is strong. Okay, it is a strong structure. So don't be afraid to actually bend forward and take up something like your keys, your coins, your papers, or something like this. Is 2 kilo with taking both hands. So I'm not expecting you to take it one hand. So both hands pick up 2 kilo. This is actually okay. All right, it's not to say unsafe. All right, as I say again, the spine is very stable structure. It's designed to move in that way. So this, if it's within the permissible lightweight, this is actually still a safe weight. Okay. But then if you're looking at something heavier, you're looking at something 15 kilos, 20 kilos. So if my colleague is weighing 80 kilos, that's 1/4 of his weight. So if he's doing this and taking the load of 1/4 weight with his back arching like that, well, of course, he could snap his back. He could hurt his back before he could lift up the whole thing. He probably end up with, hey, Ian, I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. I can't move my back. I'm having severe pain. Yes, there's a possibility he actually hurt his back. Okay, so if we're looking at heavy loadings, looking at quarter body weight or so forth, or that, get a proper technique. Okay, so there are many variations of a proper lifting technique. Okay, So this is no having this way, or you can actually go on this. So this is a 1% try. So imagine this heavy. So right now is my colleague is demonstrating a proper lift technique, a heavy load. So it's about 15 to 18 kilos. Okay. So you're looking at this. Legs down. Yup. Hips up. Okay. All right. I repeat again. So you see, this is what? It's the hips. Okay. May arch back a bit. Doesn't need to lock so much. Okay. He has to strike. So, but he pushing up is from the legs and not from the spine as what you seen at this form. This will definitely hurt him. This minimizes, it cannot definitely eliminates, but it minimizes the risk of injury of lifting a heavy load. Okay, so sometimes you say, one man, I cannot carry. So please, oh, always go for 2%. Heavy lifting, okay? 2%, same thing, same form, don't arch the back. Although it's shared the load between 2%, so you're still using the safe lifting technique to actually lift up the items of the objects. Okay, you do not go into oops, you do not go into this and have two men doing this. You will still hurt the back of instead of one person, you have hurt the back of two people. Okay, so proper lifting, one man, 2%, same proper lifting technique. Okay, so go. All right, two men. Okay, okay. So that's lifting. So then again, sometimes you say, "Hey, Ian, is there any other exercises or simple ones that I can do just to ease a bit of my back issues or my neck issues?" I've been sitting the whole day. I've been on the screen, the laptop for nearly 6 hours straight, 4 straight, meetings, consecutive meetings, lessons, teachings. Okay, so what can I do just to give a bit of a stretch? So I'll give about probably a 4 to 5 stretches. Okay, what they can do, sitting and also standing. Okay, so my colleague is Mr. Chiu, my colleague of me. All right, so he'll be demonstrating a bit of what we call Acetic thoracic extension. So thoracic spine is the middle part of the spine. Okay, so when you slouch, you actually closes everything. So when you kind of slouch it, yeah, everything's closed. So you want this to actually open up. When you slouch everything up, you get all this tightness and so forth. As I say, so it's like this, yeah, zombie like, yeah, feeling. Okay, so you want this to open up. Okay, so you breathe better, your next better, so it gets a lot better. So what can do is kind of open up this center portion of the body. All right, so you call it seated thoracic extension. And then the pectoral major. So you see those nice pecs, so the chest muscles. Okay, kind of open up a bit. So when you do all this closure, it gets all those tight muscles. So a bit of opening of the body spine, a bit of stretch. Okay, so you can do 10 to 15 reps. Okay, just the slow one. So let's just see how he does it. So work on his observe his breathing. All right. So position wise, okay, hands behind the neck. Okay, low closure, close. Don't yank it down. Don't yank it down. Just closure, open up. Okay. So as you open up, you breathe out. You take a deep breath in, and breathe out. Okay. All right. Okay, breathe out. All right. So repeat again. Okay. Hands behind neck. Remember, don't yank it. It's just close. Okay. Closure. Okay. Breathe in and deep breath out. Open up the wings. Open up the wings. You should feel a bit of stretch here. A bit of stretch there. Yep. Again. Close. Okay. Open up. Okay. Try to avoid having this near to the armrest. You kind of restrict the movement. Get a bit of space between the seats. Okay. So you have this movement that you work about. So this one there's no proper backrest. All right. So get down somewhere where you have a stool or anything that you can move your upper body better. All right. So we call this a seated thoracic extension and pectoralis major stretch. Okay. Work a bit on the center part of the muscle. The center part of the spine. Okay. All right. So how about standing up? Okay. So standing up is a bit different. Okay. So what can I get? A wall, a stable wall. Okay. Move a bit apart. So arms this position. Okay. Same thing. Let's have a look. Hang there. What is happening? Lagi. Yeah, technologies. My title is obsolete. I'm sorry about that. Okay, just hang in there for a moment. Just trying to get it. Let's see if we get it. Oh, no, what is happening? Yeah, finally. Yeah. Okay, sorry, a bit laggy. Yes. All right. So what you see is that, so thrust back, open up. So you see a stretch over there. Okay. So what about 10 15 reps or so? Okay, deep breathe in and breathe out. Okay, breathe. Importance of breathing. So don't hold your breath while doing this. Yes, breathing also important. So work on this the back part also. So at this position, compared to sitting one, you might actually feel a bit of pull to the hamstring, the calf too. Okay. So what happens is, now why is this? No good, no good. Yep. Okay. So see, for instance, you feel a bit stretch. If you have a tight hamstring, you actually might feel a stretch to your hamstring also. Okay. So work on it, stable, push it up, go as slow as you can. Okay. Go down. Yeah. Remember, if a hamstring stretch is okay, if it's too painful, you might move further forward a bit and not much backwards. Okay, to bring it further forward a bit. Okay. All right. So this is same thing as earlier seated. This is on the standing one. Okay. All right. So yeah. So next one, you have the hamstring stretch and back stretch. So sitting too much, you see all this. So hamstring muscles is the back of the thigh. The hamstring. It's called three muscles. It's very important muscles for you to bend your knees. Okay. So you'll see sprinters and so on. They're very powerful hamstring muscles. Hurdlers. If you see hurdlers, nice one, and it's very prone to injury. All right. So sometimes get some real stretch because you cannot sitting for too long. The muscles instead of elongated the optimal length, you get a bit of bending. Okay, so it's kind of shortened up. So you want to have a stretch also to the hamstrings and your back. All right, so this is a seated hamstring stretch and back stretch. Okay, so you have this leg crossover. So left leg, right hand, crossover, touch your toes, hold it 5 seconds. Switch leg, right leg straight up, forward, left hand. Some of you might struggle to actually achieve your toes. It's okay. Go as far as you can. Hold to that point and hold. Okay, I repeat. Cross lateral, left leg, right hand. Okay, you're gonna feel your stretch all the way here. Stretch the hamstrings or the calf. Okay, change. Some of you might cannot even reach toes. Not flexible, it's fine. Reach as far as you can within this range. It doesn't matter. Okay, you get a stretch all the way down. Okay, same thing. 10 to 15 reps. Remember, go slow. You don't want a fast movement. It's always a slow and controlled one. Breathing. Okay, repeat again. Show again. You see, my colleague is not doing a quick one. He's not saying legs out, straight, stretch in, backs out, legs out. No. You see, he's taking it easy. You want that slow motion. Why is it so? If it's too fast, your back may not be able to cope with that movement and you actually hurt the back. So we don't want it to happen. We want it to be stretched. So slow and controlled movement is essential for it. Okay? All right? And then, all right. Then you get next one. Sit one, we call it pectoral stretch and spine rotation. So, you know, the spine has a three-dimensional. What you can do is you go forward, you go backwards, front. You know, you get front. So what you do is you kind of walk the rotation too. Remember, rotation is important. Okay, very important. So what you do is you have this stretch. So sometimes near the wall, okay, have something in between. So you see, he has something to block his hip, so to prevent his hip from collapsing inwards. So you get the body upright. So yeah, upright. Get something, a pillow, a bolster, just right behind this, put it on, and then kind of facing that. All right. So there's a wall with something blocking and that. Okay, and then face up. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right. Open. Open. Something may not be achieve his mobility. So if you stuck halfway, it's fine. Okay, just go as much as you can. Breathe out. You see that? It's deep breathe in. It comes back. Deep breathe in. Comes back. As it opens, deep breathe, deep breath, and gently blow out. Okay, so you can repeat. So repeat different sides. The left leg near the wall, and then the right hand open up. So it's a contralateral. Contra. So right leg's near the wall. You open up left hand. So you stretch, open up the body. Yeah. So if people like me, I kind of rigid. Okay. Record sports people is predominantly tight on one region because why a dominant hand, example for badminton, if you always tend to right-handed, it always goes to one side. So you have this one rotation that actually is better than the other. So if you ask me to turn the right side, I'm actually quite good. But if you ask me to turn the other side, I might actually get stuck. So yes, so this is actually good exercise for those record sports people. They actually are so dominant on one side. Actually, so actually this actually to open up the spine, get the spine rotation on both sides equal. Okay, so I repeat again. The stretch, so the back muscle again, the chest muscles. So you see with the incorporation of the arms, you open the arms, you stretch a bit. Rotation, mobility. Yeah, breathing important. We breathe in as you go, open up, blow out. Okay, you get the range up, back in again. Okay, deep breathe. Okay, as you open up, blow out. All right. Remember, it's a slow control movement, not a fast one. Okay. Okay, last one. So with all those up low part of the body, thoracic and so forth, rotation. How about the neck? Do we adjust the neck? No. Okay, so now we adjust the neck. So now that's after a long while, even after every meeting. So probably have meetings or lessons, 1 hour meetings, 1 hour lessons, So in between breaks, a bit of neck mobility exercises is actually essential. It's good for you to actually work on the neck. So tight, you're actually kind of staring at the meetings and so forth, classes, kind of look at classes, classes. It's boring, okay? It's tiring, all right? It's not there on the laptop, okay? So what I can do is a bit of the mobility exercises, okay? So same thing, the neck and the spine have three-dimensional mobility. So you can look down, you can look up, okay? Left and right, left and right. You can tilt, left and right. Okay, so same thing. All right, so he will demonstrate on the neck exercises. Okay, have a sit. Okay, just look up. Don't strain it. Look up. Okay, look down. Try to touch it. The chin. Ideally, try to get a chin to touch the chest. Okay, so somebody double chin, but tough is okay. So get a chin, touch the chest. All right, rotation. Okay, all right. So I see this. A stretch. Okay. Okay. Let me stop there. All right. Let me stop there. Okay. So see this. This is a neck stretch, the side view. So let me just pull back again. Okay. So you see the starting hand. You have one hand kind of pulling on the neck to the other side. Okay. Then as you see, as he proceed, he dropped his hand. Okay. Drop his hand. Why is so? Because you want to get a stretch the muscles here, the trapezius muscle. Okay, so those tight, those cramped up tight muscles, right? So you get a bit of trapezius muscle stretch. So when you get this arm down, the weight of the hand kind of act as a passive stretch with the gravity too. So it kind of enhances more tension, get more stretch, and next he do is he kind of pull it down. All right. So he repeat again. You see his neck. This is resting. Okay, arms down, and you see he kind of pull it down. It's so active and passive together. So you get a bit more stretch. But if this felt a bit too much, if that hands aside, you don't need to pull it down. You get even kind of more overstretch it, it gets a bit pain. So if this has causing enough stretch, it's fine. You can hold it for 5 to 10 seconds and repeat the other side. Okay, so hold this there, arm drop, so get a bit more stretch. Come back. All right. Neck, hold it there, arms drop. See, drop back. So you see, probably it's a bit tight on one side there. All right. So there's not much of movement. Okay. So you see that? Sorry. Yeah. So go neck, hold, drop arms, pull down. All right. So you see the neck. Yeah. So neck probably has that. So what about 5 cycles? So this is 1 cycle. The whole thing is 1 cycle. So this is about 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Sorry. Yeah, it's about 30 seconds. 30 seconds for 1 cycle. So think about 5 cycles, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Sorry, 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes. Yeah. That's 5 cycles. Control, slow one. Yeah. Okay. So your stretches can be, take about 5-10 minutes. Simple stretches. This, some other things may not be, but neck mobility exercises can be done in between classes, in between meetings. So sometimes has consecutive meetings. In between meetings, you have some short period of time. You can get this done, and also probably the thoracic extension done. You just get the back to stretch a bit. Okay. All right. Okay. So the takeaway lesson from my talk. Okay. So we talk about ergonomics, posture, good posture, bad posture, lifting techniques. Light weights. Drop the floor. Remember, your spine is stable. It's a strong structure. Doesn't need to be always. You have to squat down. Take a piece up and get up. It's the normal reaction. You drop something on the floor, you just bend forward and pick it up. It's fine. All right. So I was saying there's no perfect posture. We have ideal posture. A military ideal posture is always upright. So you have those one. So you can't have a perfect, but you call it the ideal one. So the ideal posture standing up is so and so. Military posture, very upright. Okay. So sitting posture, working out, the ideal posture should be so and so forth. Okay. So we call it ideal posture, not perfect posture. Prolonged sitting or standing is bad. Okay. Too much sitting, you actually prolong sitting, actually increase the risk of the liver disease, fatty liver disease. You're loading on the spine too much. Sedentary lifestyle is not good for your heart. It's not good for muscles at all. Standing too long is bad too. While you are putting yourself in a rigid position for longer. Same thing, if you stand too much, you're loading the limbs, both legs way too much. So you gotta get moving. You gotta lubricate the joints. So move around. So standing, either sitting or standing prolonged is actually detrimental, okay, for both the joints and the muscles. So move around. All right. Okay. Ergonomics won't prevent injury to a certain extent, but it merely reduces the risk. There's no 100% of everything. So good ergonomics will actually get the risk of injury quite low. Not too sure percentage, but it does bring it very low. But to a certain extent, it won't much prevent injury. Okay. Right. Move, and move. Long standing is no good. No, long standing is no good. Long standing is no good. So get some moving. So how do you move? Sitting, get up. Every 25 minutes, as earlier the poster says. But sometimes 25 minutes is too difficult. Half an hour, 45 minutes. Get up. The toilet break. Some of you might actually have a tea break, coffee break. Okay, take a drink or do some stretches. Okay, move, and move. That is essential. Get yourself moving. All right, then you get all those muscles to actually start working back and start easing back. All right. Okay. Watch your form when lifting heavy object off the watch your form when lifting heavy load off the ground. Okay. This will actually save your back. Okay. So loading heavy stuff. If you have equipments or apparatus to actually help to take up the load object from the ground, by all means, please do so. If you think that the load is too heavy and too big, you might need more manpower. Please bring in more manpower. Otherwise, if you think that object is doable by alone, but it's still a bit heavy for you, use a proper form. Okay. All right. So that's all for me. Okay. Thank you very much. All right.
Thanks, Ian, for a very informative lesson on what is good posture and how to improve the health of your spine. I
Yeah,
believe a
yeah.
lot of us take granted our posture. That means we don't maintain good posture from the beginning. So maybe one
Yes,
quick question from myself. Uh,
yes, yes.
let's say I have bad posture from beginning since baby time already bad posture. I come out from my mom's womb already bad
Mm.
posture.
That's
And
all what. Okay.
I'm I'm 30 years old already. So I just want to ask: is there a way to cure my bad posture? Is there a magic medicine I
Okay.
can just take?
All right, good question. I believe that when you're a baby or kids, your spine actually are quite, your bones are soft. It's unlike a matured bone. So I would say that, you have a bad posture from a baby. No, a baby that development stage, the process of you from baby, from lying down to this. So you don't get bad posture from baby alone. Okay. The bad posture comes in as you mature. I would say that when you start schooling, okay, because when in Malaysian schools, you literally spend time from I think 7:40 all the way to 2 p.m. There's no such time. So the bad posture usually comes in when more on the secondary schools. That's when it comes bad posture is. So there's no special medicine, as I say. But exercises, get some moving, work on the muscles. It actually could help to a certain extent to get your body better, feeling better. Yeah. All right. So babies have never had bad postures. Okay.
I
It's
see, I
only
see.
adults, adolescents. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, okay, we looks like we have a question from a viewer.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so Swilling us, hi Ian, is climbing stairs bad for knees?
Climbing stairs bad for knees. Okay, there's a lot of misconception on this. Okay, so climbing stairs actually not really detrimental. Okay, so you are walking up stairs. All right, you are not running up. You're not running the tower run. Okay, so if you're doing a tower run and if you are not trained for it, I mean, definitely you're going to kill your knees. Yes, if you're doing a 42K marathon, you're not training your body to endure that load. Of course, it's bad for knees. But otherwise, I would say walking up stairs is definitely not to say bad for knees. And if you read latest research, climbing up stairs is actually good for the knees. Yes, you actually can say good for the knees because it actually works on the muscles and so forth. It's the going down that actually is a bit bad because of the impact is going down. So, and the going downstairs actually requires more controls of the muscles. So if you have bad, that doesn't have a strong muscles, it's actually giving more stress to the knees. So what I say is, it's not bad for the knees. Actually, it's a misconception that people say, "Oh, climbing the stairs is bad for this." No, it's actually not really. It's you running up and down the stairs for a prolonged period of time. That's bad for the knees. Yes, of course. Yeah.
So I hope Swilling that answers your question. We have another comment from the viewer, Siva Kumar Kanya. He says,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
having back pain and very useful information, and he wants to thank you.
Most welcome, sir. Most welcome. I hope that these simple slides on mine actually to give a lot of information for those who actually back issues and so forth, and for those students, actually adults who are actually having a lot of time on the chair and sitting down. Yes, hope this could actually reduces the risk of your problems occur. All right.
Okay,
Thank you for it.
we have
Yes.
one more question from Facebook. We have
Yes.
Puvan Shanmugan. He asks, are there any best shoes that help with posture?
This one's a bit tricky. Okay, I would say best shoes that help with posture. There are orthotic shoes. So what do you mean by orthotic? So orthotics are spectacles. Okay, so without the specs, I'm a bit of nearsighted, so I can't see further. So what I do is I have a spectacles that corrects my vision. It doesn't cure my vision, it corrects my vision. So I put it on, I could see. All right. So when looking at footwear, um, to a certain extent, you have the insoles orthotics where you can put in the shoes. So it kind of correct the alignments of the ankles, the foot, where you actually have a collapsed foot or whichever foot type. So you have the insoles that actually helps to realign the foot, that actually corrects the mechanics of the body. Yeah. So I won't say the best shoe, but I'll say it's very much tailored from individual. So if you think that you need something that actually work for you, see a physiotherapist or see a doctor, and we have someone called a podiatrist, which is a person that looks at your foot. All right. Unfortunately, this profession is very a niche profession in Malaysia. It's very hard to get one. So otherwise, I would say that get a professional to see a foot and see if is there a need for you to have an orthotics that actually could help actually to elevate your knee pain or back pain. Actually, does help to a certain extent. Proper footwear too. Yep. Yep. So I won't say the best, but it differs from individual. Yep.
So there's no one answer for
No,
the
sir.
question.
There's no one man's meat can be animal's poison. Yes.
Right,
So I
right,
would say
right,
that way.
right.
All right. So everyone is different. Yeah.
True, correct. Okay,
Yes.
so Ian, maybe one last question from myself.
Yes.
Let's
Yes. Correct.
say we have someone who has bad posture for his whole life. Then suddenly he say, "Oh, after I watch Ian's talk, I want to change." Is
Don't.
there still hope for
Okay.
him? Is there still hope for him?
Okay, you see, when you talk about bad posture, as I say, there's no perfect posture. It's ideal posture. So I won't give, how say a definite intervention and so forth until I see the person. It can be other factors and so forth, but there's always ways to actually get yourself better posture. Yeah, and fix your posture. Yes, there are always ways to it. Stretches, activities. Get some moving. Better ergonomic, better chair, better seats. You actually get a bit of improvements, and those small, tiny improvements actually makes yourself feel better. Actually feel like, hey, I could breathe better, I could move better. My pains are lesser. Doesn't feel that. Yes, that's it. Yeah, people don't actually realize the importance of those small change and small improvement, but actually does plays a role a lot. Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much, Ian.
Yep.
Looks like that's
And most
all the
welcome, Tim.
time. Looks like that's all the time we have for today. Once again,
Yep.
Ian,
Yep.
we thank you for spending your time with us today.
Most
We
welcome.
thank you
Most
for
welcome.
your
My pleasure.
sharing, and we
Yes.
hope
Yes.
you and everyone at iSpot will stay safe and stay healthy always.
Yep. Same goes to you too at Tech Dome. Everyone too who's watching, thank you so much for your time. I hope this short sharing to give a bit of input on how is it doing. But same time also, if you think that you have issues, please consult a medical professional. Okay, get a consult and get to see what's the problem and see what can we do for you. Okay, all right.
Okay, thanks, Ian, and thank you once again. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank the viewers for being with us since 3 p.m. Before I let you all go, maybe a quick reminder for all our Glo-Walk participants. If you have completed your walk and like to submit your photos, you can do so at the link provided in the comment section. Also, we have a contest running for the best liked Glo-Walk photo. So please remember to share your photo on Facebook. You can find all the details in the comment section. And with that, I would like to say goodbye and thank you for listening in. Stay safe and healthy. Stay healthy always. Bye bye.